Well, don't keep us in suspense. How will they find you?
How will they find us? They can dial 1-800-69-SLIES, and our name is SLUYS.
Say Merry Christmas, Dad.
Merry Christmas.
Now to watch these community service messages, and then we're going to head over to the Werkstatt Gallery to watch some artists in action.
Washington is earthquake country. Although not often, major earthquakes have occurred here in the past, and they will occur here again in the future. So before the next earthquake, find out what you can do to get prepared. If an earthquake occurs, remember to drop, cover, and hold. After the shaking is over, keep calm and give assistance where needed. Use the telephone for emergencies only, and turn on your radio for emergency information. For more information, contact the Pierce County Department of Emergency Management.
Here at the Tacoma Urban League, we offer an on-the-job training program. If you are a Tacoma-Pierce County resident and 22 years of age and older, unemployed and seeking entry-level employment, economically disadvantaged, an AFDC recipient, or an ex-offender, we offer training at the employer's place of business and help to secure and retain full-time permanent employment. We have the solutions. All services are free. Call 572-5002.
The Werkstatt Gallery has more than 30 members, all artists that work in different mediums, different styles. It's pretty exciting, as a matter of fact. And today we have more than a dozen artists doing their work, and I'm going to just quickly introduce you and show you some of the things they're doing. Now, Janet, I'm going to have everybody, because you know what my memory for names is. That's because I can't remember. So I'm going to ask each working artist to introduce themselves and tell me what they're doing.
I'm Jan Harada, and I'm weaving. Today I'm weaving pot holders.
You know, I cannot in life imagine anybody going to this much trouble for a pot holder, but it's because it's leftovers from all these beautiful...
That's right.
How long have you been weaving?
About 15 years.
Wow, you're getting real good at it.
Thank you.
Would you recommend that people do start? It just looks real hard to me.
People can start with weaving guilds. There's some in Kitsap County and in Seattle.
So just a little bit. Will they start you with a pot holder like with loopies?
Sometimes, yes.
Okay, great. And you are?
Lynn Lever.
And you're painting.
And I'm painting. I'm a watercolor artist.
Oh, that's wonderful.
And that's Paulsbo.
Beautiful. I love it. Keep painting on, as they say. Now, I'm going to run right back around here. Look at these gorgeous things. Oh, this is just wonderful. Imagine being able to make this. And you, speaking of that, you're sculpting. What's your name?
My name is Pam Sanders, and I'm a Sculpey artist.
And, you know, one of the things I particularly wanted to show is the way you do the heads. You use a styrofoam ball to start?
Yeah, it's the old-fashioned styrofoam that they use make paper cups out of, and you take that and wire armature, and then wrap this clay around it, and then sculpt the face from there.
And you make medieval maidens and wizards. And you did make a Father Christmas, but somebody bought that right away, right?
Already.
Okay. Well, how long does it take to do one of these figures?
The whole entire figure probably takes me about 2 weeks to do them from start to finish.
Well, they are gorgeous. Just keep doing what you're doing. Oh. Now, this must be one of the things we came to Paulsbo for. You look seriously Norwegian.
I am serious about my Norwegian ancestry.
Introduce yourself.
I'm Janet Anderson Hamburg, and I am making bunads, or traditional folk costumes of the different regions in Norway, for dolls. Here at the Werkstatt, Gracie LeBombard has made porcelain dolls, and otherwise I make outfits that fit a larger 18-inch doll.
Did you make the costume you're wearing?
Yes, I made this. I bought it in Norway, in the valley my grandfather came from.
And you wore this for meeting the King and Queen.
Well, I was there for the dinner at the King and Queen.
And you got the little badge and everything there.
And enjoyed seeing the traditional outfits on people, some that I've only seen in books, because there are hundreds of
we've got some of those wonderful doll dresses that you made. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And you are, and this is?
I'm Lillian Johnson, and I do rose mulling.
Oh, that's beautiful. And that's a Norwegian craft, isn't it? Wonderful. And you are the resident silversmith. I know that.
My name is Susan Hornseth, and I make the silver jewelry here.
Well, it is wonderful. I see that you've got a Viking boat finished right now.
Yes.
How long have you been silversmithing?
About 4 years now.
Wow. Isn't that exciting? And I want you to meet this gentleman who's been working on the railroad, Bill Clem. You don't do that anymore, do you?
No, after having retired after 41 years on the railroad, I turned to my original love, which was woodworking.
And Bill makes this beautiful segmented wood. And you use soapstone insets?
That is correct. I have just started using the soapstones, which are dendritic, Arizona, red alabaster, pink alabaster, Vermont and Virginia soapstones, and it makes quite an attractive vase, I believe.
Well, this is just great. I've got to get, just a minute, got to get past you and meet the founders of the Werkstatt. Mary Hefner, introduce your cohort here.
My cohort is Elizabeth Haney.
And it's been 10 years, and this is manager
Larry Brownlee.
And this is the trio that they're giving me the wind-up sign. That means if people wanted to know something about running a successful gallery, could they get in touch with you?
Yes, they could.
And how would they do that?
They would write to Werkstatt Gallery, Post Office Box 944, Paulsbo, Washington. We'll send them some information.
Well, we'll put that right on the screen, and you stay with us for more Christmas in Paulsbo. Well, now we're at the Sons of Norway Hall for our 50-50 Christmas party, and we've got lots of parents. Santa's elves are here, Miss Mabel and Miss Daisy. Parents, yay, see, listen to this. And thank you. What the parents are cheering for in advance are the Paulsbo Lake Ring Dancers, and their director is Phyllis Clavin. Phyllis, tell me what we're going to see.
Some boys and girls doing Scandinavian folk dancing.
And this is your group, you have founded them, and the parents have given them lots of support. We've got the little kids here.
The little ones.
4 and 5.
And 3 and 4.
4 and 5, 3 and 4, little bitty darling kids. Then we're going to have a Christmas story and a visit from Father Christmas. Take it away.
Nu är det jul igen och nu är det jul igen och julen bara ska till påska. Nu är det jul igen och nu är det jul igen och julen bara ska till påska. Ja, det var intressant och det var intressant för däremellan kommer pasta. Ja, det var intressant och det var intressant för däremellan kommer pasta.
Now, it just wouldn't be a Christmas party without a Christmas story. So we've asked Hester Pogue, who is the founder of the Paulsbo Players, which you can see at Judith's Tea Room, to come in and read a story that reminded her of her very special Christmas. Go ahead now.
Good morning. This is the story called Christmas Trolls by Jan Brett. Now, this story tells about Treva's most unforgettable Christmas. Treva and her brother Sammy were decorating that Christmas tree when all of a sudden they noticed their presents seemed to be missing. Why, where did they go? And then they saw that the star on top of the Christmas tree was gone. Well, Treva grabbed her favorite little red wooden horse and she tucked it in her pocket because she did not want that red horse to be taken too. The next morning, as Treva was feeding her pet reindeer Arnie, why, she saw something flying across the snow. She quickly harnessed Arnie, ran after that object, only to discover it was their Christmas pudding. And it was on the back of a hedgehog, of all things. Can you imagine that? Yeah. Well, she caught up with that hedgehog just in time to see that hedgehog drop that Christmas pudding in the snow in front of a tree in the middle of the forest. And quicker than she could blink her eyes, two little trolls came running down a funny-looking little ladder and grabbed that Christmas pudding and ran up that ladder. Well, Treva was very indignant. She hopped out of her little sleigh and she ran up that ladder and she looked into that troll house, and do you know what she saw?
Trolls.
The trolls were fighting over the Christmas presents that were missing from her house. Well, she said, what do you think you're doing? Those are our Christmas presents. And do you know what they said?
What?
But we want Christmas, we want Christmas, in the most sad, awful-looking, funny faces you have ever seen. And see those funny faces? Well, Treva said, if you want Christmas, you have to have fun with each other, and you have to learn to play games, and you have to learn to be generous. Well, they looked at one another, and they said, what does being generous mean? Well, do you know what Treva did? She reached into her pocket, and she took her very favorite red horse, and she gave it to the trolls and wished them a very Merry Christmas. And then she went home to have her Christmas the next morning, and do you know, she heard this thumping and scratching at the door. She ran to the door, and what was there? A little wooden troll horse. And she knew that the little trolls, Mig and Tig, had finally learned the true meaning of Christmas. And for Treva, this was the best Christmas ever.
Wasn't that a wonderful story? And now look, I've got a special guest. Who is this?
Santa!
Are you really Santa?
No, I'm Father Christmas.
What's the difference? No.
Well, Santa Claus is this short little guy with a polyester beard.
And Father Christmas
Father
is the...
Christmas is a Norwegian Santa Claus that predates Santa Claus.
And so you've been around a long,
Lot longer,
In fact, I've got a friend over here that may be looking, that's been looking for a fellow, and she's about the same age you are. So, you know, I think